Strategic investment. We're going to look at those questions. We're going to answer those together. I'm going to walk you through some procedures that you may want to teach your own classes. I highly recommend it. And then I'm going to have you design your strong start for your classroom. We're going to do it here, so you'll have it ready to go. What does it look like? All right, let's go over the first one. The difference between procedures and routine. I heard a lot of people using the correct language. I just want to make sure we're all on board. And routine is doing it. And doing it without even having to think about it anymore. You want the routine as soon as you possibly can. You want them to understand the procedures, the steps, to get to the point where they're doing it on their own with no guidance from you. If you have to keep telling your class over and over how to do something, you haven't taught them the routine. How many times do I have to tell you? Well, too many. You've spent way too many times telling them, but they haven't felt it. They haven't been in it and done it. And you haven't been consistent in teaching it over and over and over. But Mr. Green, that is so boring if I have to teach my students over and over and I got 5 classes. Yeah, but you know what? It's best for them. They all got to hear it. Your 6-period class, you know, the 6th period's always your biggest class, and it's got a lot of SPED kids and language learners. I think that's supposed to be, it's a written rule, I think, somewhere. That your biggest class with the most challenging kids are 6th period, right? They need it the most. And yet you don't want to go to 6th period and go, oh, you know what, this is boring. I'm so tired of this, and give up on them. Because you're already going to cripple that group even more so than they already are. You guys, I'm serious about this. You know, us adults, I'm in this group too. I think if it takes adults 7 times, kids can do it quicker. Kids do pick up the routines pretty darn fast if you, the adult, teaches them correctly the first time. You don't keep changing it. Okay, guys, I decided I'm going to change it to this now. Okay, no, we're not going to do it like this. We're going to do it like this. No. You need to have a clear program of procedures to build that routine. And then stick with it, and kids will pick it up really, really fast. Adults, we get set in our ways, and we think we can do it a little differently, and it's okay because we're educated, right? Kids will just do it because you ask them to, and they want to do it the right way because they don't want to stand out. So I'm glad to hear 7 because I really think with kids we can even get them less. But you know what? 6th period, it might take them 20 times. And you know what? You might not teach any content 6th period on that one day. My argument is, folks, the more time you invest now, the more time for instruction later on. It will speed things up. If you have to get rid of curriculum for half a period to get that routine down, then that's what you do because you'll pick it up down the road. Honest to goodness. I am in February, I'm drinking my coffee. I'm like that teacher in the video. Her kids are running the show. They're eating that stuff up. They're talking, they're engaging, they're building projects, they're presenting it out. It is so fast because the routines were built. She'll tell you, first few weeks of school were super slow. Well, what did you do today? Well, I taught them how to do this, and I taught them how to do this. It was kind of boring, but they got it. And that's what you want. They achieve the mastery, they'll speed up later. You want to go fast? Start out slow. Start out slow. Okay. Number 2, what would you say to a teacher who says, but it takes too much time? I think I answered that, but I want somebody to clarify. What if they say it takes too much time? Which really answers number 3. If you're getting to the 4th, 5th time, folks, and they're not getting it, they're not stupid. It's not the students. You got to go up to a mirror, look at the mirror, and that's the person that needs to change. You need to change your approach. I heard a veteran teacher say once, I don't understand why they don't get it. I've done it the same way for 20 years. Okay, slow that down real slow and say it again, and you'll probably figure out what the problem is, right? You got to change your approach. And I've done it, folks. Sometimes okay, guys, Mr. Green messed up. I think I didn't teach it the right way, but now I figured out another way. Because as they're doing it, you're going, okay, how can I make it work, right? You're thinking on your feet. Here's how we're going to do it. Get that, you go up here, grab it, throw it away. We're going to start over. The kids laugh a little bit. Here's how we're going to do it. Mr. Green did much better in that one, right? Yeah, that was very bad. Okay, good. Mr. Green did a good job, right? All right. Let's take a look at, that was our break. Establishing procedures. Before you create your strong start, you notice that I have one already for you on slant. I'm going to do it as a big group, so bear with me. Raise your hand if you've ever used slant. If you haven't, you've never heard that before, and then, okay. They use it a lot in Avid. Avid uses the slant approach. If you see that I've got the activity, create the steps you will teach to establish routine. I'll use slant as an example. The procedure I put down, and then I put down the steps that I need to teach. There are 5 of them to get you to do slant. How I will model and describe them, teacher will say, I need all of you to slant while I give directions. The teacher will then use a student desk to model how to sit up straight, listen to directions, ask appropriate questions, while nodding their heads and tracking the teacher. The teacher will assume the role of the student. So first thing I'm going to ask all of you to do, please bear with me, is make sure you're sitting up. If you're not sitting up, would you slouch for me in your seat? I know, see, we're good at modeling student bad behavior, right? See how easy that was? She knew exactly what I was telling her. I didn't call her out. Come on, how come you're slouching? Can't you? Wasting breath. She doesn't feel threatened. She's going to stay with me, right? Now, you want to listen. What does listening, you better tell them what listening means, because kids are going to say, Mr. Green, I can talk and listen at the same time. No, they can't. And you can't either. There's no such thing as multitasking anyway. So listening means you've got no voice, you've got no body noises, because body noises count too. There are no body noises, nothing from your throat. You're not tapping, no body noises. That just covers it all. There should be no body noises. Middle schoolers love that, because middle schoolers have come up with all sorts of body noises, right? Number 3, ask questions. How do we ask questions in this class? Remember, I already taught you. Everybody raise your right hand. Would you please air out your armpits, raise your right hand. If you have a question, you raise your hand, and you keep it up there, right, until I call on you. If I'm distracted, then put it down, and you all can put it down now, and then put it back up when you see me looking at you or looking your way. Yeah, so you're just practicing. Yeah. And then you're going to nod your head. As a presenter, and I can tell you right now, I'm always looking at your faces because I want to make sure that I got you. And so a smile, and some of you do that with me, you're smiling or you nod your head, lets me know that, yeah, I kind of feel good up here, that I'm engaged and somehow I've made a connection. And so we teach that in Avid. Sometimes we have to do that with speakers that we really don't like. But make them feel good anyway. Show them that you're engaged. I know you're probably tuning them out, but don't let them know that, right? With sign language, I'm a full opponent of sign language. Any kind of language that you use, I'll use that for a kid who's off task and I'm talking and and they know that means get over here, get back with me. But I'm not losing instruction time taking care of that problem. If I have to tell her this, I can still talk and look at you guys and do that, and I don't interrupt my teaching. Once I stop and I call somebody out, I call out Mark because he's talking, everybody looks over here, he's either going to pop off or he's going to shut down. Then I got to get the class back to what we were talking about, and I might have forgot. It stalls things. You don't want to stall your instruction putting out fires. If you're having to put out fires, you need to go back and you need to start teaching the routines that they're not following. All right, guys, Obviously, we got too much sidebar conversation, not calling out Mark. A lot of sidebar going on in here, so we need to practice what it means to slant. And then you go back through the drill. Not calling him out, and he's not the only one. There's others in here maybe that are sidebarring, so I'm just saying it in general, and then we're getting back, put everything down, we're going to start over. This isn't the way we roll in Mr. Green's class. We don't roll this way. And then track the speaker. So if I'm moving class, my 8th grade class, wherever I go, I should see your eyes tracked on me. That way I know you're listening to me, or at least you're pretending, right? As I go back and forth. So you're ready to build your routine. This is for Wednesday. This is your strong start. It's right there with the slant routine. It goes off to the other side. You're going to fill in the chart, talk with your neighbors, but yours can be different, and it probably will. What are the procedures you're going to make step by step by step to get them to understand your strong start? They've come in your room, they walk through the door. What are they going to do to get to work?